Hello, HighZealot here and welcome to E-4 of Winter 2050 Kanko's event. So it's another not combined fleet. So here we have the basic fleet setup. Two battleships. Bismarck is a vast battleship, and that actually sends me to a route that I realized that I didn't really want to take. So the fleet setup you see at the start is gonna be changed fairly quickly. We're going to hard mode as always. The boss here, the route here, actually there's actually some unique compass reckon you can do. For example, if you bring Naka or Agano or a destroyer combination, you could guarantee going to B to D, which is it's a unique route. Does it really matter? I would say no. Yes, why go to B to D when you can go B to F? I mean, that's probably a reason, but realistically, if you got a strong fleet, it shouldn't matter. It's probably a simpler fleet, like enemies down there, but then it's all about killing the boss. It doesn't matter if you can reach the boss how many times if you realistically have no chance of killing the boss. So for now though, we're just going with a basic first fleet setup. How often does the first fleet you send out actually remain the same? I mean, pretty much in most cases you end up switching things around when you realize it doesn't work. For the most part, the basic idea was, alright, going back to all 46cm guns. Yamato got even more firepower. So yeah. It's one of those cases where you got the resources, might as well. Why not? I mean, really, there's no point bringing Nakato because she's already level 99 and no ring for her because I don't want to use that much money. I paid enough money. I would pay more on ship docks than rings otherwise. So she is next in line if I actually do decide to get another ring, which I probably will at one point, just not now. And Yamato, she still gets EXP from this all. So simple. So far, the boss itself, well, no, we'll be saying hello to an old friend. And ship drop. So the route that I wanted to take was, I believe, you needed two slow battleships. Not just a slow fleet, but two slow battleships. I would assume you also have to be normal battleships, not aviation battleships. Probably, yeah. Looking at the wiki, so two slow battleships, two destroyers, because two destroyers are required. I'm not sure if I ever went to I stayed at two carriers, or I went to a carrier and if I recall correctly, you'll see. But I think if I recall correctly, I did actually just either go with one carrier and a light carrier, or one carrier and a cruiser, as always. Or it's just stay as this. And Taiho, while she is, if you can afford to not have super air, if you can bring two carriers, or you don't need that much air superior, Taiho is, pretty much a sure choice, being an armored carrier. And Yamato just took a big hit there, pretty much. And now she's in orange. So, could be worse, could be a lot worse. And Yukikaze, because of her luck stat, is equipped with cut and setup. In fact, I think Shigure is also equipped with cut and setup as well, because the boss here, could be a bit of a pain. I mean, not realistically, I guess it's not that bad, but they've got the luck stat, might as well. Though I think double attack for Shigure, just Yudachi with double attack, would probably also have worked fine. So brought Shigure along because she is one of my favorite destroyers, and she's also got that Valentine's rate, which is always nice. How often? I mean, this is going to be something you will never see again, except in a book of collections. And the other thing about this, having like two non-slow battleships, even if it's a slow fleet, you go north instead of south at that point. which is there's a lot of difference out, simple differences. Up here is a day battle. Down there it's it's pretty much, I think it's actually the exact same layout, except it's a night battle. And yes, while these carriers are capable of attacking at night, they have really piss poor accuracy. And also, chances and with night, the reason, and you also brought the night equipment for a good reason. Just because I wanted to go that note instead, because, I'd rather not deal with two carriers that can, really hurt. And yeah, I mean, yes, if I don't sink the last 4 before or my girls decide they're gonna sink some rows and they battle, it could be a bit of a pain, but they're not gonna be. They're usually, for the most part, these night battles are, not that big of a threat. Night battles, I would rather do. It's also shorter as well, so it takes up less time. So time is and yeah, that's what happened. That's kind of what I wanted to avoid, pretty much. So you can't say the same won't happen in night battle, but for the most part, night battle is what I would prefer. Didn't even think about. And though I didn't change my fleet up yet, apparently. Apparently not. Oh yeah, I think earlier this point I was still trying to think. I was still like, I guess spirit crafting would be the right word. Still wondering if perhaps this fleet, perhaps going north or south is RNG. Well, maybe it was RNG, but maybe there's just extreme luck plays, but that southern road. I mean, come on. Yeah, Bismarck is a good girl for a night battle, but slow battleship is also a possibility when you're never gonna have a fast fleet in the first place. I mean, granted, I mean, even in night battle, pretty much all battleships, while they don't perform as well as, like, say, a heavy cruiser, they're still capable of dishing out some damage against certain targets. They're more likely to just do scratch damage, but any girl can do scratch damage. It's just like she just roll bigger dice, while a heavy cruiser has a lower requirement to meet in terms of the roll. This time around, things are going well. All cruisers destroyed, so we don't have to worry about no torpedoes. So it's at this point a guarantee we're going to the boss, which once again is going to be playing like the middle-ish part of the anime OP. I think that part's still actually, like, I know the final part in the E5, that part's just like, that part is like, it's like the final part of the full song. Not sure about let's just say go with middle part, because it's pretty much in the middle anyways. Once again, copyright reason, removed, replaced with the same theme I used in E3. E5, well, I tried to switch things up, trying to find something more fitting, though, really, it's kind of hard to find anything more fitting than the one you've been hearing every time we go in there. You probably already know what the boss is from just looking at their HP bar. But yeah, hello Yorktown, my old friend. So I think I did a bit of research into Operation Hailstone and Stone. That operation name, makes me want to say Operation Hailstorm instead. Hailstone. Yeah, Yorktown. Yes, Yorktown. Historically sank in midway. Then apparently they built another Yorktown. So yeah. And that Yorktown did participate in Operation Hailstone, I think. So yeah, hello Yorktown, my old friend. Welcome back. At this point, top 3. I'm not sure what the word would. Adversities, enemies, top 3 reoccurring evil foes, or not reoccurring, but just top 3 hated foes, because that one of the lists this has not even reoccurred at all. Top 3 would be not in any particular order, because I'm not gonna, at top 3 I can't really pick top 1. Top 3 in no particular order would probably be Yorktown. That actually includes both forms of her actually, so not just the aircraft carrier team, but also the aircraft carrier demon as well, because that's pretty much considering both as Yorktown. because in midway, you know, the whole thing, where, you know, pretty much they thought they sank her, but, you know, they tried to, you know, not real, kind of, then, you know, then they sank her, they sank what they thought was another carrier, but was clearly just Yorktown. So yeah, that's, you know, I consider them, I guess if you really want to say top 4, just to be accurate, I guess, because they are technically different enemies. So top 4, you know, will be the 2 Yorktowns. Then we'll have Henderson, i.e. the airfield team, from all the way from fall 2013, and then there's the battleship team. Even though she's not as scary as she used to be, because she just keeps appearing, so, you know, loses their whole, you know, threat, because, you know, she just won't stop appearing. And yeah, so, you know, we did a bit of splash damage, not that much, unfortunately. So yeah, well, I mean, what else can we do? Now, I think at this point I do actually start switching my fleet around in a moment. This is like MVP, so, you know, she would have been a nice girl to bring, but, you know, there are better choices just for the route, and, you know, other girls can perform just as well, especially in day battle. So, you know, she is pretty much one of the strongest girls. They bring a CLT around this time around. Not 100% sure if she stays or not. Ah, yes, yeah. I think this is the fleet I actually end up using for the whole thing. Though I think I do actually switch up positions. Maybe. Yeah, I think I do. And, you know, double cut and setup. Yeah, may not be the best thing. You know, still not exactly too fond of the cut-in, even if it's even if it's because it's mainly the reliability when you're fighting a boss. Well, double attack could, in theory, probably just do enough anyways. And yeah, sure, you know, could have cutting. You know, Yukikaze, she has 50 luck. I mean, I did Katami for me has 42 luck, so, you know, that is a decent chance. And along with flagship, I put on a flagship to increase her chance of cutting even more. But yeah, you know, when they do a night battle, short, not really a threat. I mean, look, they got a few attacks in. Really didn't do anything. You know, B rank. I mean, you're probably gonna be ending up getting a lot of B ranks because you have to kill a 4 to get A rank, or you know, even killing the flagship alone. I think that's just a B rank. I'm not sure. Could be a guaranteed, but, you know, it's like guaranteed victory pretty much as long as you kill the flagship, and, you know, a few defeats there and here and there is not that big of a deal. I mean, what if how many? You're gonna need a lot of defeats to actually go below that required 75%. You know, torpedo cruise is also opening torpedo phase. You know, also helps, you know, bring down a single target. I think Kaga at this point pretty much all pure AS. Not a single bomber on her. I'm fairly sure. Yeah, really. Just looking at that, that's pretty much all fighters, and probably last slot is Masarin. Yellow, pretty much. No air superiority, unfortunate, so I'm not 100% sure if it stays or not. No, I think it stays, because then I remember at this point realize that, you know, sometimes you can still do fine without air superiority, because, you know, even without artillery spotting, you see what's doing decent damage. So yeah, I think this may be my final fleet setup, like with final or formations may I think change for either final kill or earlier. Yeah, kind of, you know, still dishing out some damage. You know, see, you know, they seem to missile once again. They seem to be pretty intelligent in their targeting. I mean, targeting Yukikaze because of her potential cut-in threat. So, you know, focus her down. It's almost like there's some sort of human behind this. And yeah, fortunately that last destroyer is a 5 with 1 HP because we got missed there. So, you know, that's been unfortunate because, you know, we're probably gonna have you know, destroyer Hayden. We'll see. And nope. So yeah, he did a lot of damage. So, you know, a double attack had the potential to do just as much. And, you know, Nagadori, she did some damage. You know, more than her, clearly. Yukikaze, if she wasn't red, that probably would have been a dead boss. Or if Yamato attacked the boss instead of the destroyer, that probably also would have been a dead boss. But, you know, you can't, you know, beggars can't be choosers. I mean, scratch damage is pretty much good enough. It's a setup that can work to kill the boss, you know, with a bit of luck here and there. I mean, that's pretty much, you know, that, you know, can kill You know, they could rename it. They could easily just put Kenko the RNG edition. Well, edition more like, you know, it's just RNG. RNG edition. That just means more RNG, wouldn't it? How much more RNG can it add, right? Well, one simple thing could change everything. Sinking from full health. That would completely change the name of the game. And I would probably just, you know, stop right there. You know, rather retire. Rather retire with 0% casualty rate, not including fairy pilots because, you know, unsung heroes. So once again, back into the fray. Killing the boss, I believe, like the wiki doesn't specify hard, but for medium easy it says 6 kills. Rewards are pretty much all the same. You know, easy is just Katori, everything else you get medals, improvement materials. Hard doesn't even get you more medals than medium. Hard just gives you 3 more improvement materials for 6 in total. So medium gets you 3. Katori, well, you know, I did end up using her for at one point. I did spend a bit of time trying to get her to Kai. She also has use for, I believe it's PvP. For, you know, I mean, I would prefer talking about this after this event, but this is a long video, so I might as well talk about her now. Katori is, you know, a training cruiser. Her ability is pretty much that when she's in PvP as the flagship, you get a bit of experience gain. And there's apparently it also scales with her levels. Though from like 60 and above, it's unconfirmed apparently. It's not kind of a light cruiser for expeditions, and actually is. There's a new expedition. Apparently, it's an expedition 32, which she's required for. So I actually haven't seen that yet. Oh, probably. I mean, if there's not a quest for doing that expedition, then, you know, really, what point is there for me to do that expedition, right? She was sunk by the Iowa. They're in Operation Hailstone. Yeah, that's what I thought. He was a combat ship for some time. Apparently. But yeah, did some more damage to the boss there. And, you know, back into the fray. Let's go talk about Yorktown, I guess. Look at her stats, so, you know, probably potentially not just one form. So, you know, the aircraft carrier team has, you know, you've seen her HP, but she has 180 firepower, which is a lot of fire. Probably just automatically hits the cap for day battle always. Also has 150 armor, so that's a lot of armor. Hence, you know, cut-ins, you know, potentially are better because, you know, armor would reduce the 2 double attacks. Has 53 evasion, so, you know, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I mean, it's like not that bad for us. She does carry 168 aircraft, so yeah, it's a lot of aircraft. I mean, in comparison, Kaga herself only carries, I believe, let's see, Kaga carries, I think, let's see, I know one of his slots is 40 something, then 2 slots that's another 40, so it's like 80, 90, 98. So yeah, and so she does, and you know, that's a lot of aircraft. And you know, 60 Hellcat fighters, so that's already a lot of air superiority there. Also has 70 luck, so I'm not sure what luck does for an aircraft carrier anyway in first place. Fast speed, long range. So yeah, long range, that's fantastic, right? Meanwhile, all carriers without the equipment that lets them attack passage, they only have, I believe, short range. Despite the fact that they're, you know, realistic, I mean, you know, the range is not necessary. Range, I mean, yeah, you know, your guns typically have a range, but I guess, you know, I guess for gameplay reasons, you know, they, you know, gives carriers, you know, they can't attack last for the first shelling phase. So, you know, even though they, you know, in theory should just by default have long range since they usually launch their aircraft from far away and, you know, balance reasons. Now I still feel like all aircraft carriers really should, you know, get some buffs or changes. I mean, you know, I mean, Kaga right now, she's literally nothing with fighters. I mean, I've ever seen an image on down below where, you know, where there's an image that, you know, pretty much that, you know, was pretty much similar sortie as like this. There was like very little carriers on our side, and then a bunch of carriers on their side. The Abyssal was very confident. Then all-star gained air superiority despite them having more aircraft, and the Abyssal faces were pretty, all faces were smug. Their faces were surprised, but when you think about it, they probably what they don't realize is all carriers probably couldn't even attack them. Yeah, we have air superiority. That's artillery spotting, but artillery spotting can make all the difference in the world. But air superior, soaking the carrier that can attack, that can also make a big difference as well. So Taiho is really if I had Taiho, yes, no, yes. If I was bringing Taiho, yes, I want her to be able to attack. The whole purpose of having Taiho is that so she can attack at medium damage. And otherwise, really, what's the point? Surely is potentially better options if you're just going for completely pure air superior, which means like minimum with maximum 1 yellow, and everything else is fair. Just in Taiho, she does carry 86 aircraft, but actually she may actually be the best choice regardless. Yeah, it does appeal. Like I'm trying to. Yeah, I don't know. Shokaku, Suku. Then actually, Hiryu. No, it might be free slot, and that. But actually, maybe. I don't know. Just gonna take. This would take map, but like, yeah, I think Taiho would potentially be the best choice. But at the same time, you realistically want her for her ability to attack. Yeah, Hiryu has the lowest for her last slot, so while if a Taiho brought yellow on her last slot, that's 8 faders lost, so 86 minus 8 is only 78, so that's 70. That's gonna be 78 faders. That's pretty much more than everyone else, excluding Kaga. So yeah, I guess. The map checks out. Unfortunately, then you see carriers. Carriers have pretty much. For other girls, you could bring, instead of Nagato, bring Mutsu if you have her, or there is only not that many slow battles. You only need Yamato. You can just bring the Nagato sisters together. But I didn't level Mutsu at all, so that's I'm not gonna bring her along. But for carriers, because even smallest difference in air superior makes a difference. Objectively, you can bring 2 standard carriers and you want them fully decked out for air superiority. Realistically, mathematically, you only have 1 choice, and you want the max air superiority, especially if you want to have the chance of one of them to actually be able to attack. You don't have a lot of choices there. While heavy battleships, there's really not many choices for slow battleships because there's not that many battleships in the first place. And it's just look at the carrier boys. Look at the Unru class. They cost less resources, but your fence, you're gonna be stockpiling resources anyways. Why would you ever use them? Like you'll never be using it here. So yeah. For destroyers especially, but even this, sure, you got a small selection of high luck destroyers, but still, you still got a lot of choices to choose from. You don't necessarily bring Yukaze. You don't even have to bring high luck or Yudachi, which people have. I've seen images of where they use there instead. Shigure, also Ayanami is also an option. Heavy cruisers in specifically, heavy cruisers, you got the whole one class. You have quite a lot of choices for heavy cruisers, especially if the rumors of Chokai getting a Kai needed. That this opens up even more choices. For carriers, you have very little choices of carriers you can bring, and pretty much you have to use them so often whenever you need air superiority. It's all I mean, that's probably why Haga is so high level. Kage, you know, she's also 97, I believe, because of, you know, 5, you know, in previous, not in event, but trying to compete for rank, which didn't turn out too well. That's pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much, you know, the only reason why she's that level. But yeah, Kaga's, you know, Kaga's only gonna get more levels and more levels. I mean, you know, realistically. And the boss is not gonna die probably. Yeah, probably shouldn't. But yeah, Yorktown. You know, Yorktown's being a bit of a pain on the killer. But yeah, you heard my rant. I mean, it would be nice if, you know, carriers get a bit of a change. To be fair, I'm not sure how they could change it anyways. I mean, the best they could do is bring back, you know, bring back those militaries, just carrier battle. In fact, maybe put more aerial phases onto it. Oh, maybe hell, break up. Okay, this probably would be a pretty boring boss. But bring a boss that's just pure carrier battle and make it just the carrier keeps going on until all your carriers are orange, or in case of if you have Tahoe, orange, or armor carrier red, or until their boss instead. Yes, it's probably pretty boring. Probably even if they did something, they probably wouldn't rush something like that. That would at the very least, you know, you will at least have more carriers with you. If they just like bring back the maps where you have a lot of carriers. You know, yeah, you still probably have Kaga. You still probably bring Taiho along because they're still the pretty much required too. But then you have 4 slots. You don't necessarily have to bring a Kagi or, you know, Kiryu or Kaini. You have plenty of choices. Okay, not plenty, but you know, still. Open up our options, devs. Please open the options. I mean, well, realistically, you know, if we have to choose from one carrier, at least for light carriers, there's a bit more choices to choose from. Though still, for like, you know, I mean, yes, for the final maps, yes, they you know, you're always gonna be bringing, you know, specifically the best of the best. For like let's say E3 or the next offense E3 or E2 or, you know, even E1. Bring back, you know, give us more options. E1 was a good example of where we had a lot of options, but you know, it's destroyers and light cruisers. You've got 5 million destroyers and 500 light cruisers. You know, we have choices by the name of how many there are, and you know, anti-submarine. I mean, how hard is that? Boss is not gonna die. Second map, you know, you know, how to, you have options of the fast battleships. So yeah, you had options there. For carriers forced. E3, you know, carriers forced, but then, you know, you still had still have a bit more options. You know, in realistic, I guess, you know, if I want to, you know, looking it back, really, carriers are just the one thing where you're always forced to bring Kaga. Because Kaga has the most aircraft slots, which means the most air superiority. If the anime just goes on about Kage, what did Kage ever do? So I get, yeah, you know, so, you know, if Amagi, not the Amagi from this event, but the battle cruiser that was going to be converted to an aircraft carrier Amagi, you know, Kage's sister, you know, that earthquake didn't happen, you know, we wouldn't even have a Kage, we'd probably have another Amagi. We'd actually have 2 Amagis then. Or maybe not, maybe the name would be different. Or maybe it wouldn't be, because, you know, I'm not sure when they, I'm not 100% sure when they built Amagi, but it could be after Midway, which would have also meant that it would also be if Amagi, the battle cruiser Amagi, you know, if she actually did become converted, and assuming history went the same way and she sank in if she wasn't Midway, she sank in Midway, then depending on when they were built, it could actually be, yeah, she was laid down in 1942 October the 1st, and Midway was, well, I'm not sure. You got a Midway was June So yeah, she was laid down afterwards. So yeah, you know, Amagi could have still been called Amagi. Not sure though. I mean, you know, it's clear we saw they built two different Yorktowns participated for the U.S. side. I'm not sure if how many times they just named the new ship by the same name as the previous sank ship. But yeah, I do have to wonder if, you know, if the devs will ever actually bring the battle cruiser Amagi. Because, you know, that would be interesting by the pure fact that there'll be two Amagis, which is the only reason why it'd be interesting. I mean, there's also been some stories written about, you know, Amagi as Akagi's sister. One story where she was the admiral. Another story that's pretty much like saying, what if, you know, ship girls existed, well, like French World War, the turns, you know, World War II, you know, their characters during World War II. If their ships actually were ship girls, you know, existed back then, which, you know, a bit too grim for me. You know, it's one thing humans fighting aliens, humans fighting humans. Well, you know, those, you know, I rather stay off that topic. I mean, you know, it's interesting to talk about, but then, you know, it can also, you know, if you're not careful, especially if I'm not careful, you know, I think I could easily drift into some territories which is not good. And final kill, you see we got a nice big battleship with glowing blue eyes. Nice. And you know, Kitami's already orange, so based on Abyssal reaction, they're gonna probably focus her down. I wonder how I knew that. It's not like I've seen this before. So yeah, it's always, you know, I can't help but think that is the case. Kata's doing her best, I guess, and yeah, at least occasionally they do what you know, I would prefer, i.e. attack Kaga, because, you know, at this point she's useless. I mean, can you imagine if the anime actually reflected some other parts, some like less savory parts of the game, i.e. carriers ultimately become just Reifu mules? So, you know, that would be, you know, it'd probably be not that fun to watch. But you know, it'd be nice if they, you know, they made a lot of references to gameplay mechanics. You know, ultimately what I want to see is Super Kitami-sama in action. Actually, more prefer, I want to see that admiral stop being so shitty. Literally the worst admiral ever. And yes, you can probably guess the boss is kind of not gonna die today. Not on this 11 sortie. Even though they're focusing on now. You know, Nagano did do a bit of damage there. But unfortunately, yeah. What do you expect? What do you expect? Nothing was gonna get done there? Another round's not recommended. I am, you know, for the most part, I never actually look into what the nodes I do not go to actually have. But all I know is that the northern route is not recommended. Probably for a good reason. Yeah. So apparently, looking at air superiority, yeah, hard mode always has the most, but you know, partial is fine. Air superiority is also nice, but you know, we've seen air superiority not necessary, mainly because the fact I'm not 100% sure if it's possible to get air superiority if I just take off the airplane, but realistically, I want that airplane because I don't want a red T, because a red T pretty much just means we're not gonna be able to do jack shit for damage. That's just what it means. And you know, some invasions again. No, and then, you know, fifth formation change. Yukikaze is red. So yeah. Can't say I'm hoping for anything to happen this time around. Even if we have pretty much disabled their battleship and their light carrier, Yorktown is still up and, you know, about to hit someone. Who guess who? Well, you know, you probably guessed wrong, I think. get like character. Every kill we get, you know, is good. Because mainly because of the fact that every kill that's done means one less target to worry about in night. So you know, we got that one battleship left. Surely she'll die before Katami's turn. But even if she does die, will you know, boss be at low enough HP for a double attack to kill her off. And you know, Kaga just gets hit, but nobody really cares. That's her job at this point. Oh no! Even if there was equipment to increase the chance of someone being targeted during the day, no, just really not. And yeah, yeah, you saw what happened there. But yeah, even if there was something like that, you know, wouldn't be too useful, because then you know, make it more or less between the red during the day battles before the boss. As a fact, that's pretty much all day battles, and even if you could make it a boss and you could equip it, you know, and ideally, you know, we want Kaga to hit in that situation because she's useless by that point. That's one slot that takes up a slot. So you know, that kind of equipment would probably be useless. I'm not even sure there would be any equipment, you know, they could actually give for that purpose. But yeah, back into the fray. Sortie 13. Unlucky 13, they say. Is it really unlucky? Or is it actually the luckiest number in the world? Or, you know, luck. Now, what I say, every superstition you can use to your advantage, use it. Superstitions are good. Believe in the superstitions. Believe you can do it. You can do it. Make some happy little accidents. But yeah, you know, pre-boss nodes, you know, they're not big of a threat. You know, maybe for next event, I may just actually do it. I don't know. If there is, depends if I would prefer to not just cut out the full, you know, final sortie, but you know, if it actually, you know, shortens a long video into a slightly less long video, you know, maybe I'll do it. But you know, we get watch, you know, so I keep it in because you know you haven't seen this since the start, and you know we're just killing things, you know, same old. I'm not sure if these Defeatals will. Maybe they will. Nope. That's unfortunate. No S rank for us, but yeah, it's not a big deal. 13 is gonna be done soon. In a route. Yeah. You know, I probably should have mentioned this early, but equipment line of sight, it's confirmed you need at least 47 for hard, for effective line of sight. So yeah, that's about it. But yeah, you can pretty much reach out quite easily. I'm Soren on Kaga, that's already 18. Then you're gonna have a scout planes on Yamato and Nagato probably, or on your battleships, two battleships in general. So that's already another 10. That's 38. And yeah, 38. Then probably some radars. So let's say the radars give you another 10. Probably. No, I mapped wrong. I think no, yeah, scout planes, I believe it will be 5 by 2 times each. Yeah, so that's 20, so that's 48, and then whatever. Then just the square root base one should be enough, I think. And yeah, line of sight. For making that reading line of sight requirement is, yeah. So as you can tell from what I'm in my stuttering, it's pretty simple to meet. Not too difficult at all to meet that line of sight requirement. And you know, this is another node done. And now it's on to the night battle. Back into the fray we go. Yeah, night battle. Some people say it's tougher. I would say, yeah, no. Echelon formation, still night battle. I'm still a firm believer of the echelon formation for night battles. Maybe pure lineup head is probably gonna work, but echelons worked for me so far, for the longest time. And flows, all that jazz, activate. No night scout plane, it doesn't seem to activate as much as I would like. And yeah, aircraft carrier, yeah, you missed. I'm not sure what you expected there. Yeah, all of them did. Who's even missed too. And Akatsuki once again shows her failure to do anything like that. In hindsight, maybe she's not even necessary. Yeah, the air cutting's a nice touch, but maybe Yudachi would have been nice for because her double attack would have been. Actually, Yudachi, give her the two 10 centimeters with their air directors and maybe put a air radio. That may actually be even better. I think that gives her a chance for air cutting and Yudachi. She would do the damage. Maybe, yeah, maybe that would have been a choice I could have made, but hindsight is 2020. Not that it really matters when you have tons of resources, which I'm gonna keep bringing up. So yeah, hello, Yorktown, my old friend. I guarantee this is not the last time we'll be seeing her. Guarantee it. Well, if you want to be technical, this would be the last time we're seeing this specific Yorktown in her specific outfit in this specific event. Yes. But yeah, this boss. I think the Yorktown is easy. I say easy, even though I probably didn't mean to say easy. And support fleet, yeah. Fantastic work you did. This time we did some good work and pretty much disabled their battleship, so yeah. I mean, we know when they're in red, yeah, they have the chance to do tons of damage, but usually they suffer the same performance loss that we do. Akatsuki got hit there, she's in orange, but she wasn't gonna do much in night battle anyway, so hopefully the enemies will focus more on her and Kaya instead of anyone else, because everyone else is good hitters in night battle. Preferably you want Akatsuki to not be in red either, so and Kaga to be red, because even every amount of splash damage has the potential to make a difference. Though probably they wouldn't. I mean, it could make a difference if she's like a destroyer instead of trying to kill the boss. Torpedoes hit the boss, deal a bit of damage. Yeah, meh. And here we are. The night battle looks fine. Charlie knows it's gonna be fine. Searchlight, no flares unfortunately, but we do get cut in and it's attacked on the boss. All I say is not dead. We're pretty much dead though. I mean, we disabled the boss, so that's always a good thing. New is able to attack at night, but how is she expected to perform better than also that carrier is still alive. And Yorktown is sunk for now. But yeah, that new class scares me, cause time we could have gone all like, let's go overkill that other carrier. And literally, just Yamato or Nakato just had to attack the new class, and the new class probably would have been dead. And then we have no worries. But it all went well in the end. And now we time to collect my rewards. All rewards. Improvement materials, yeah, screws, yeah. I mean, I probably should be using them on stuff other than also. It's not the last time we'll be seeing her, but yeah. Improvement, I should probably be using them on things other than the 12.7cm guns, but they're the simplest, it's the easiest to do. I mean, I pretty much just do it for the daily. And it also only costs one improvement material. But yeah, you can see here, we didn't even use 10k fuel. in 10 cases. Steel and Field, are the most intensive because, repairing Yamato and Nagato takes a lot of resources. Kaga too, and they all, and buckets, well, pretty much everyone except for Yukikase and Akatsuki takes 5,000 years to repair normally. Well, Kitami couldn't repair fairly quickly. She only took 1 damage. Other than that, that's not. So, yeah, that's E-4. That's Yorktown. That we got ourselves Katori, the metal, and 6 improvement materials. Next up, we're going back to hell. To hell and back to hell and back. See you guys then, and good night.